In our first session, we will be speaking about product, a one-on-one first step into the world of product. What would a product look like? The business dictionaries define products as goods, ideas, methods, information, objects or services created as a result of a process and which serve a specific need. Therefore, a product has a combination of tangible and intangible attributes. These are the benefits, the features. For example, when you want to buy a car, you might consider tangible attributes such as its size and color, number of doors, and so on. This means that you are searching for a product based on its tangible attributes. On the other hand, you might also consider intangible attributes such as price, quality, and safety test scores. So what's a product after all? Well, anything can be a product, from a pen or a phone, to a book or a birthday party or even a person. I, for one, became my own personal product when I switched from banking to software product development. I had to acquire new skills and also shapeshift and enhance the way I showcased my profile on the market. But why do you think we need product development? We need it to enhance quality and add value for the customers. We need it to improve performance and reduce cost. We need product development because continuous improvement is vital to any business. It is what's keeping us ahead of the game, performing and providing the best customer experience. Customer-centric is always a good attitude, because that way we'll never lose focus from what's really important. Without customers, there is no product. So who could manage a product? Well, truth be told, anyone can manage a product. And everyone involved in the product development lifecycle can certainly pitch in with ideas and feedback. But usually, the person responsible for this is the product manager or product owner, depending on the organizational model. But sometimes it can be a business analyst, or you can have all these roles working together throughout the product development lifecycle. Either way, if we are to speak about the person behind the role, then there's more to it than meets the eye. Catherine Ulrich, former product owner at Shutterstock, has narrowed it down to 6 categories. You've got product owners obsessed with conversion rates and analytics, others who like to deep dive into user journeys and business flows. Others are addicted to social media and networking, while some of us are amazing at building services. If data and algorithms are your thing, then you've got your special place. And you're equally special if you're focused on mobile. Bottom line, there's no such thing as a universal product owner. If you're an employer, then it depends on what exactly is it that you're looking for. Whereas if you're the actual product owner, then you just need to pay attention to your strengths, your passions and weaknesses, so that you go for the job that suits you best. How should we manage a product? The product owner role does sound sweet on paper. And scary too. You're the king of the road on the way to production, the ultimate leader and the industry expert. But actually, being a product owner is not about being the most important voice. It's not about single-handedly generating one idea after the other. It's not about being a designer or a programmer or all of these at once. Being a product owner is all about being the voice of the customer. It's all about facilitating teamwork, bridging the communication, leading and guiding people along the product journey. It's about being positive and efficient. It's about making decisions on the spot with just a handful of information. All of these and much more. Here's an exercise for you. Take 15 minutes to come up with a product idea and highlight its main features. Don't overcomplicate it. This is not about the idea itself. It's not supposed to be unique or a Nobel Prize runner-up for that matter. This is about setting up a starting point for all the subsequent exercises throughout the course. So it can be a smartwatch, or an app, or a toy, or a car, or a book. So basically anything. Just make sure that you specify its general features, like for instance, I want to create a smartwatch for visually impaired people, so they can easily access news feeds, social media content, caller information, weather and public transportation info. By the end of the course, you will have gone through all of the stages of product development, and this is your starting ground. Good luck, and see you on our next session, when we will be speaking about design thinking as an awesomely creative way to design a product starting from empathy.